Hello, my fellow goblins, ghoulies, witches, and wizards, and welcome to my bedroom, where we're going to be doing quite a bit of a project here. I had this idea that I'm going to Pinterest my closet. Let me explain. If you are anything like me, if you are ADHD at all, and I don't even think you need to be ADHD or neurodivergent, where there hits a point in your closet, and maybe it depends on the configuration of your closet or your dresser or whatever, where what you don't see is what you don't wear. You know what I mean? And so I had this idea because my closet, here, let's get in here because that's what we're going to do. This is my closet. I have, well, we'll talk about some potential future plans if I decide to do them, but I get this whole thing. Okay. Like, so on this side, the wall goes back behind, Sir Nick here, all the way back to here. So obviously things back there, I am not going to be seeing. I am not going to be seeing, and theoretically I could just put like winter clothes and stuff like that, and I might still do that. But I would like to know what's in my closet. And so what we're going to be doing, I just had this idea of like, what if I just Pinterested my closet? Like, do you ever see some Pinterest photos of just collections that people have put together for an outfit where you've got this little skirt here and this there and it all goes together and it's this cute little image, right? I had this idea of what if I just had a Pinterest board and I had every item, as much as I can do, and we'll talk about it, on my Pinterest board. And I could just friggin' hop on there and see what I have, because I feel like I really am enjoying, and I want to get into this more on the channel. I need to set this down, okay? If you haven't noticed, I guess what I want to say is I want to include, I'd say fashion more on this channel, but I'm kind of repulsed by the word fashion. And I think in my later years here, I have come to learn that what I am loving so much isn't fashion. You are not going to be seeing me, dabbling in the really high-end kind of stuff. Maybe occasionally. I mean, if you want to send it my way, I will not resist, okay? But style. And style I'm on my tiptoes right now, just so you know. A style can mean so many things, but to me, it's just how you express yourself. There is no one right way to do that. And my husband and I have been having this conversation about like just style, and that's not just your clothing, it's your makeup, it's how you do your hair, it's whatever. And I have spent so many of my years, I feel like we all have spent so many years going, who is this person, and what makes them feel good? And it's taken me so many years. Like, it's really I knew I loved black like some years ago, but to take it to like, I really like more of the grungy vibe. I really like more of like, more metals incorporated, like that sort of stuff. And we might do a little short on this, but I just want to talk about like giving yourself permission to do these things that like you might see in somebody else. Maybe you're scouring the social medias and you're like, that's cool. I couldn't do that. Yes, you bleepin' can. Okay. And it might feel weird when you first do it. And I want to dabble into this topic so much more, but give it time. When I first put black lipstick on, I felt like a fraud, but that's true of any, really creator. You're creating yourself. So any creator, any writer will say the first time they ever wrote a story, they felt imposter syndrome. That is completely normal. You are who you are meant to be. And when you find what works for you, whether it's makeup or clothing, this was not intended to be a philosophical conversation. I'm sorry. We will get to it. Just dabble, allow yourself to play around. And so what I've wanted to do with this closet, I can only be on my tiptoes so much longer, okay, you guys, but you are on boxes of stuff for sale, and they're a little too tall. But I've been dabbling more with my clothes. I think just like really play with things. You can't know what works for you and what you feel good in until you try it. And trust me, you will try things. I've looked back at some videos. Some of them aren't on the channel anymore, but I have looked back at some videos and gone, we're not doing that again. I'm not doing eyeshadow that is yellow ever again. Maybe as just like a little hint of something, but we've already talked about this, and apparently I am not the only one that is repulsed by yellow, but you do need to like experiment. And that might mean making some purchases and going, that sucked. That just took a little bit out of my bank account. But I just really encourage you all to play around with what you have for starters. Like, don't feel like you need to buy things. You might be surprised what you can do with what you have, like with your makeup, with your clothing, with whatever it is, and however you feel like you want to express yourself. Give yourself the bleeping permission to do that and just do it. And who cares? Who cares what people think? Like, the looks I be getting ever since just really, really embracing it to like the next level. I don't love being stared at. I'll tell you that. Like, it's real annoying, but in a way, my husband and I were talking about this. Like, in a way, I'm like, I want to feel like I have a presence in the world, you know? Like, but being me and not a facade of that to try and get attention, because that's not at all what I'm interested in. So anyway, the whole point of this is I've been playing around with my clothes, but sometimes I don't know what all is in there. And I feel like if I could just have the full visual, I'm a very visual person, and having it on Pinterest. So I'm going to basically what I'm going to start doing, and let's start with some new items. Yeah. And a little side tangent, okay? Like what I'm wearing right now. I just want to talk about the elephant in the room. That is this shirt and this freaking band. I'm going to insist that there is some aspect of this band in the thumbnail. Because, thank you, Matthew. I found my new obsession. If you are, so I'm bringing it up because it's clothing, okay? But we did just go to the Ghost Skeletor. Here's the full look. It's my first band tee. I've been to a number of concerts. I'm not a big concert goer, to be honest, but this is a whole other experience. Like, drop it in the comments what your concerts were that you've been to. If you're a concert person, I would love to know. And what was the one that just like really stuck with you? And because I feel like it shows the evolution of who we are, the bands we went to. But there's just like, as of right now, there's nothing that's going to top it. And if you're an ADHD person and you know what it's like to have a hyperfixation, I think is the best way to put it. Welcome to mine, okay? If you are at all interested in bands that, it's not even just a band, that's what's so much cooler when I found out that it really is the singer. We're going on a tangent here, I promise. We will get to this. Tobias, like just doing the music, doing the sing, like just like having a vision. I feel like this ties into it. I am so enamored with artists, with creators that have a vision, and he took it to a whole other level of just like, it's so theatrical. It's so every feeling you could ever feel. I felt like I was going to cry. I was like, you know, you got to get the proper headbanging. This is the kind of band. Okay. But they also just embrace so many eras of music. Please go listen to them. Please go listen to them. Or go listen to him. Although I enjoyed the Ghouls as well. I don't know where this band was all of my life. I did get a couple more things. We went a little crazy on the merch. Matt also got a bunch of things. But I mean, like, just look at this. Okay. So the shorts, these shorts, a little tight, a little bit tight. So I was looking at some shorts. If you remember when we went to Rose City Comic Con, I was looking at these Labubu ones. Glad I didn't get that. Okay. But they were basically the same thing, like black with the white trim. Okay. Right. It says Ghost. Excuse me. Excuse me. What? You know, I was that girl that like, who, when I saw women wear shirts, because I'm not an overly sexual like person visibly, I don't feel myself very conservative either. I don't know. I think I can be, but just I express it a different way, I guess, as though, not the traditional way of like showing all the goods. I like to tease, you know what I mean? Anyway, I used to judge people who wore t-shirts that had like the skeleton hands like this, you know, like right here. And I might be looking for that. Okay, all right. Anyway, that's the second item I got. The third item I got, thank you, Matthew. I was going to say for letting me get it. He would have let me buy whatever. But that's kind of what I was hoping to do for him, because he's been obsessed with this band for like a year now. And they're an acquired taste, I think, or he's an acquired taste. It is mainly the singer that's creating this whole ensemble. I feel like because this sound that he kind of makes, I was watching another vocalist talk about this, isn't what you would expect. And the range, particularly like the range in the kinds of like music, like he just understands music. Okay, anyway, that's all I'll do. We'll get into the closing one more. But yeah, I'm very excited. My first band tee. Never in my life have I seen more nuns and skeletons in one place than I have at that concert. And if you were not wearing black and you weren't Jesus, okay, you were an outcast. Those are my people. Those are my people. So the last thing that I got is this hoodie, which I had to lint roll quite a bit because my cat also seemed to enjoy it. But it just says Ghost. And I wasn't, like, I told myself I'm not a big fan of hoodies. And that's the other thing, is there might be a touch of decluttering in here too. I'm not going to be trying on things, okay? I'm not in the mood for that. But I thought, you know what, I'm only a zip-up hoodie kind of person, but I got this one. Also, here's the back of it. If you watch them, like, you'll just... the macabre, the kind of, if you're into like that sort of thing, just go watch this band. So anyway, I got those. Those are 3 new clothing items in my wardrobe. So what we're going to do now, I have, okay, let's do a little pan in the closet. Like I said, I have both sides. There is a little bit of like organization to it, like pants, skirts. These are all graphic tees. I have a feeling there's going to be a number of graphic tees that might go, particularly Harry Potter, but we will see. And then like a lot of the longer things over here. I got my slippers down there. My shoes are downstairs. We will get to those. I'll have to probably bring them up. And then this side is just going to be mostly tops. So t-shirts, sweaters, cardigans. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, so let's get into it. And I think what's going to be cool about this, because I also will sometimes watch people who go through their closet, or, you know, for probably different reasons. I don't think I've ever seen anybody Pinterest their closet. I'm going to regret this, right? But I thought the first thing that I can do is, like, obviously a lot of my clothing, probably, I'll find out, probably like 50% of my clothing, I don't like this lighting, I could get a link for. So I could just basically get that link, have the image, and then if you're familiar with Pinterest, like, you could just put a link in. So like that'll be quick. But there's going to be a number of things that, like, I don't remember where I got them from, mostly like basic things. And this might be the case for you, like maybe you're more, okay, maybe you're more of a thrifting kind of shopper, and I hesitate because we literally just went out. I have not really done thrifting on this channel. I haven't really done a lot in recent years, okay, for reasons I just found out. So we went to Goodwill, only one Goodwill. I just wanted to step my foot in there. Here's just a quick little glimpse. I did look around. I went there. I was looking for clothing. I was looking for other things like frames, books. I was even going to peek at the DVDs because I might be considering acquiring physical media. But yeah, let me just show you that, and then you'll get where I stand on that now. Okay. I'm not the thrifting gal. I don't have a lot of success with it, and I don't think this particular Goodwill is particularly thrilling. But we're going to find out. So we're going to go. We're going to get out of the sun because I'm dying.
Sure we are.
Ugh. Just the light. It's not hitting the angles. But what I'm going to be looking for are all the things. And I'm probably going to find nothing, to be honest. But I'm looking for frames. I have a lot of prints. I'm looking for this wind to stop right now. And I'll probably be like spray painting the frames, to be honest. And I'm going to check out the clothing. We'll look at the decor, but I don't have high expectations. Okay, it's a little intense in the amount of people, so we're just gonna roll clips and see what we find. don't know if every thrift store is that way, but
Thrifting isn't for autistic.
it's not for autistic people. It's so overstimulating. I think even with headphones, it's too many people of like bumping into. I envy those of you who could do it. I think there probably are thrift stores that are more like spacious and it's not as intense. Probably still intense for those of us the way that we are. He just summarized it. So like I said, props to you if thrifting is working for you. I actually saw pieces there that I could work with, but it's so intense and so overwhelming. And you know, I was watching somebody the other day talk about something completely different, and they were like, I just could never do that. Like, that's just weird. And I was like, really? I do that all the time because I can't do what you're doing. You know what I mean? We're all different. And if it's not working for you, like I felt I used to feel a little bit of shame. Like I'm not, you know, anyway, we tried. We both tried. We're both autistic ADHD people. It's a little too much, but I do still have clothing that is, more basic stuff that is from other places. So what we're going to do, and you're going to get a good taste of what I have. If you've been watching for a while, you will have seen some of these pieces already. And this is kind of, I would say, the beginning. I have a lot more experimenting I want to do. Literally have things in my cart from Shein. Okay. I mean, I don't love supporting Shein, but she is more affordable. And I don't just toss things. So they will be sticking around. And what else was I going to say? Oh, I found another place. Really want some goods. Okay, so let's just like one by one here. What do I want to do? I think what I'm going to do, where's my phone? Is because it would be really tedious if I just sat here and did it one by one and put it in my Pinterest board. Like, I'm going to do it after. So let's do, what I'm going to start with are the items that I know or I feel quite confident are going to have a link. It's going to be quite a bit. So we have like tops like these. I want to explore more button ups. But I feel like I could get a link for those. I have, way too many cardigans. Okay. This one. If you watched, well, a recent video, we covered that. So definitely will have a link. Please excuse the box. That's what you were on. A lot of the cardigans are going to be difficult, except for this. We just picked that up. See, there's that. And like these, the other thing, I would like to in the future do is, excuse me, just get better organization. Like I do have these, if you notice like the little hooks here. I think I saw somebody on Pinterest or something. I don't know. So it kind of frees up the space a little bit. Obviously there's more thickness there, but it's not as much. So let's put that there. I think for this one, I might not have, because that's just a basic cardigan. Okay, basic cardigan. And then we just hold that one from Killstar. Oh, and then I have a hoodie over here. I am obsessed with this hoodie. This is the Wednesday hoodie. Love it so much. I would like more Wednesday merch. Okay, there's that. Ooh, this one. I'm just grabbing the things that I know, like I said, will have a link. So this one was from Foxblood. Yeah, Foxblood. One of my favorite sweaters ever. It's like this kind of Frankenstein, like patchwork sweater. So bleeping cool. I want to get so much more from Foxblood. And really nice quality. All right, so there's that. I think this one. All right, so I'm gonna bang these out real quick. That's what she said. Okay. Also this. One of my favorite sweaters ever. Where did I get this? And if you want to know the places that I shop, obviously just like watching videos, and we've just covered that thrifting is not my jam. I'm not giving up on it. I just, whoa, that was too much and I need a break and I might try like a bigger one. But the other goal of this is like I said, I'm not a high-end buying girl. I don't have that kind of coin, okay? We're on my income, my one income and whatever, you know, chump change YouTube wants to give me from you all watching. So thank you for watching and thank you, members. I don't know why we just did that. That was a side tangent. We just welcome to the channel where I side tangent all the time. But I do enjoy shopping at places like Killstar and for some people that is more high end. It really depends on your situation and don't judge yourself. I think what I want to say is like, There are so many places, and I want to kind of discuss this maybe in some shorts, or if you want to see some outfit ideas, I would love, love, love to do that, because it would force me to also just play with my clothes. But I enjoy shopping at places like Hillsboro and Disturbia and Foxblood, and I guess, yeah, Vampire Freaks has clothing, but just shops like that. But I have so many things, like I think we've covered, I have a whole video on Hot Topic. That Hot Topic, look, I know they're not what they used to be, but they still have some goods that are good. And this is an example of one that I got from Hot Topic. I fucking love it, okay? Cursey words are coming out. I love it. So places like Hot Topic, you will also see when we get into the clothing that is not very easily linkable. I'll kind of cover like where some of the places I buy from are when I show you pieces. Like this one here, this one. I mean, if you were following us in Halloween, then you would know about this one. This was from Spirit Halloween, and I liked it so much I got 2 of them. Okay, so there is that one. All right, let's go to this side. I think there might be a touch more. This side, I think, is going to have a lot more. So like this one here, this is probably the most color I'm willing to do, but I love, love, love the pattern. I think this one was from Disturbia. And for me, wide leg is the only way I'm going. I do leggings. Actually, we'll go into the drawers too. We have a lot to cover. Obviously, as I get new items in, I'm gonna, you know, when I purchase them from a website, I'm gonna just like pin it right away. As long as my brain can remember that. Okay, now we're really getting on the guts. Oh, my jackets are all downstairs. So this is that Assassin's hoodie. I could definitely link that. I also might just like reorg a little bit. Not sure if how I feel about the color. I think I still like this. This is an example of one that's from Hot Topic. And what I like is like, you know, whenever I find, at least with Hot Topic, like basically the same style, and because they'll come out with like, they have 2 of those button ups are from Hot Topic, but they'll come out with just more patterns like a lot of other places, but in the same style. And for the most part, outside of Disturbia, they really vary the sizing. It drives me nuts. If I like the pattern, then I'm just safe to go, okay, well, I was whatever this size is. I'm just gonna, you know, get it in that size, and I can feel good about like returns and all of that, because I would prefer to try these on in person. And then I have a collection, which I would like to increase, of sheer tops. Okay. A lot of you ask me about a number of these. So this one, I think Disturbia. I'm pretty sure. If it's not Disturbia, it's Killstar, but I'm pretty sure it's Disturbia. And then we have, wait a minute. I was looking at one like this. I might not buy it now. I think this one's a little too similar than the one I was going to get. This one, anything that like screams kind of Victorian-esque, I'm going to get it. So I have a few sheer shirts. This one is an example of, I think this was Shein. And honestly, the quality was just as good as this. Like, so that's why I might be going back. Because if it's going to last, then it's not being just tossed in a landfill. But this one is my spiderweb sheer top. And if you want to see videos, I can show you like sheer tops. I feel like you're not going to see this girl or this ghoul wearing a sheer top with nothing else. It just will not be happening. Too much insecurity there, but I do like to layer with it. Even when I went to the Ghost concert, I had, I wasn't wearing this top because I bought it there, but I had another top and I layered this underneath it because why not? I was like, let's just explore. Okay, and then what else do we have? So dresses, love this dress. This is I think it's called the Parasite dress. It's from Disturbia. Unfortunately, this is an example of one that when you buy the size and you see another like button-up skater dress like this, it's not going to fit the same. Okay. Especially if you have a bit going on in this region. She's a struggle. Sometimes I would like to just chop it off. Should I leave that in the video? If you know, you know. And then we have this one, I think also Disturbia. Just a full size situation. And it like kind of, you know, balloons out a little bit. So I'll normally wear a belt of some kind, which even for me, belts took some getting used to. I just didn't wear it, but I feel like they make things look a little less sloppy. This one is an example. So this one is from, where are you from? Yeah, Disturbia as well. It is like a full size, like kind of see-through spider web top, but it comes at like really cool angles, if you could see here. This one's been a little bit, I wore it recently. If you watched the Wizarding Trunk video, I wore it with a harness, because now there goes my clothes. This is my life. This is my life. I'm trying to explore things like this, whether it's like more of a robe situation or just something very drapey, and kind of bringing it in with like a harness or a good belt. So there's that. Let me just pick this up one second. This one is an example. She's an around the house situation of one I haven't worn in a while, but I bleep and love it. This, yeah, Killstar. Okay, look at it. It's so soft. It's so soft. It is the like just black cat onesie. Like it's a, you know, zip up. Here's the black cats. If you want to see, I have a number of Killstar and Disturbia videos. Killstar and Disturbia, please come see me. I'd love to work with you. It's a full-on onesie, so it's got the little bits there, and then it cinches down at the bottom, but it's so soft. I would totally do, what size did I get here? If you ever, you know, I'm not going to tell you sizes, but if you're ever curious, obviously I have other videos sort of showing all of those. But if you want to know what a, you know, regular gal, maybe with a little bit more going on here, and in the more petite stature, how things sit, and it might help you. Maybe if you aren't those things, I think it could, reviews like really help. So if you want a specific item, let me know in the comments and I'll let you know what size I am in that. Okay, now we're getting into, oh, well, let's pull this one out. We just hauled that, the Exorcist one. I can take a photo of that. Get it on the Pinterest. This one is one of my favorite pieces to wear. It's just a simple dress. I don't like things super snug, or if I am going to wear something that's super snug, like, I don't know why I wanted to say snuggie, like a sheer top, I normally have something over top it. So this is your just classic black dress. And I like that the arms are a little bit wider. Because we all have our own insecurities. My arms are one of my insecurities. I have many insecurities. And I don't do a lot of V-necks, but I really like the V-neck on this one. And then it has a split up the middle area. And that sounded weird. And this one is from Target. A lot of the classic pieces, this is kind of a style discussion. A lot of the classic pieces that I wear are from really affordable places. I mean, what is affordable these days has really changed, but you know what I mean? If you had to like rank things, places like Target are going to be the cheaper places. And I personally feel like there are very rare times I'm going to buy a classic black dress, just like just a classic black top, or like a stripey business from somewhere like Killstar or Disturbia. I want the more, you know, you're not like, hold on, let me get it back on its hanger here. You're not getting this at Target. You know what I mean? So those are the kinds of things that like, I don't feel like you need to spend a lot of money on basic pieces, but then you can take these pieces and like level them up. And there's so much more leveling up that I would like to do. And the other section that I definitely know is very linkable is my belts and harnesses. Let me give you, you know what? Let me give you a quick tour of these. It's just a little bit of a tour because I'm not gonna pain you with me sitting and just showing you, be penning every single thing. But because I'm looking at potentially another harness, harnesses are my new obsession, as well as like shoes. I mean, you know, I love jewelry. It's one of my favorite things. I need more places to store my jewelry. But harnesses are so cool because you can just take a really, really basic piece and make it edgy. And if you haven't noticed, I like edge. I mean, I love the spooky things, and I feel like just loving the spooky things is already going against the grain of life, you know, and the average goer in this world. But yeah, when it comes to like, you know, stuff like this, so this is more of a, you can even do it with a, watch it not work. You can even do it with a t-shirt. Like if I wanted to put this harness on the t-shirt, so this one buckles here and here, and then just like comes up the back, you could do that. You could pair it with a skirt. You know, you could take, yeah, we could do a whole this is not what this video is about, but I wanted to give you a little tour of these because this is probably my favorite collection so far that I'm still building. I think I already showed you this one, and that one's Disturbia. Disturbia does a lot of belts that I like. Is this also? Oh, maybe it's not Disturbia. Killstar doesn't brand their stuff. I appreciate it. This one, I have one mild regret on this one. So this is it's like a snake belt. All of these are faux leather. I do not do leather, just an FYI. But yeah, snakes throughout the whole thing. The only thing I regret is I came to find, do not like that lighting. I came to find that there is one that is all black. And I like the look of that so much more, but it's not currently available. Sometimes they bring stuff back, so we'll see. And then I haven't really explored with this one. I think I showed, I don't know if this was like a Shein or a Temu haul. It's one of the two places, but this one's just more, it ain't holding anything up, but it's more of like a decorative piece. So like I have a lot of skirts. I'm kind of stopping on the skirts for right now, I think, that you could just take that and it gives it, I feel like, a little edge. This belt, so there are two belts. I think the other one is probably in the thumbnail, which I already did, so I need to go find that. Where did I put that belt? Watch me have put my clothes on it. Okay, let me show you this one first, and then I'm gonna see if I can find that. This one, I think this is Killstar. One of my favorite belts ever. So it's got the two chains right here. And again, you can wear this with a skirt, you can wear it with a dress, you can wear it with pants, and it looks cool. And what's cool about this one, so we have all of it's kind of minimalistic in the metals, which I really like. We got the little hoops here, and then we have this chain here. And what's also cool, and I didn't know it for sure, is this unhooks. So if you wanted the chain maybe on this side or on this side, you could change it up. Or if you wanted to wear the belt with no chain, that also looks cool. Or because I have purchased a number of chains like off of places like Shein, you could take this chain off, like that are different. Like I have ones with stars that are on my purse right now. Just like think outside the box and you can do some really cool things. I feel like you could take this one off and put that chain on. Crazy. Just crazy. Okay, now I need to find this other belt, which is probably my favorite belt. Excuse me? My favorite belt ever. I wore this to the Ghost concert. Love it so much. This one's not going to unhook. Just keep that in mind. That one's also from Killstar. Yeah. I've noticed I kind of go for certain things at Killstar versus Disturbia. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? All right, let me give you examples. Honestly, this is really more of a tour of my closet. Let me give you examples of some things I see I will be letting go of and that I experimented with and it didn't work for me. I don't know. We'll see. This one right here. I don't know. I might talk myself out of it. She's black. It's just a pair of like overalls. They're the short variety. I feel I don't like the farmer's look. And I know a lot of you, or maybe some of you who do vibe with that. Like a farmhouse vibe? Am I niching this a little too much? I mean, anybody can wear it. I've seen the goth types wear these, and you can edge it up so many ways. But I feel like this is an example of something, and part of it is like, I'm not really a denim person. I like the look. I'm not going to rule them out completely. I do have a pair of jeans. They're just really difficult to find any pants that fit a 5'3" person. So that don't need hemming. And I have a number of pants that I'm just not even going to show you. I need more pants. Let me show you my pants. Here, we'll come back to this. All I have are these Levi's. So, and they have a bit of a kind of a hem situation. I don't like that sort of frayed hem. It's not my favorite thing, but they do fit nice. I like a high rise. That's my preferred. And then these, oh, love these. These were from Shein. I love a good flowy business. I don't even know what's the material. Probably polyester is my guess. I love an elastic bit. I want to be comfy, but elastic can also look a little like lazy. And if that's what you want to do, that's fine too. Like there's a number of days that that's what I do. But adding a belt takes it up another level. And what I like about this one, here, can you hold this, sir? Oh. Impressive. He's got it. Is the end of it. You can't really tell, but it's like a ripply business. I really, really like it. But this one, I have to pull it up quite high or roll it a little bit. it's an example of one that needs hemming. I can manage to wear it, and they are very wide, which I quite dig. I think I could find the link to that one, so I might pull that back out. Oh, but that's all the pants I have. I have these. I don't know, just more lighter weight pants. That is, and then the one I showed you that was kind of colorful. Okay, so I have a lot of things. So this example, I feel like, is one that I've seen people style a pair of black overalls, and it looked cool. But things can look cool, and how you feel in them is a whole other story. And I just didn't feel good. I don't feel great in denim. So I'm going to set it aside. I think I might not like toss it. We'll toss that. I think I'm not going to toss it just yet, just in case for some reason it calls to me. It's doubtful. But that's an example of something that's going. What did I see? Oh, this harness I got off Amazon. And it does mostly do the job. It's just elastic. It attaches like that. And I got it so it's like fine for what I got it for. I got it to be Bellatrix for Halloween one year. But it's just not high quality. So I feel like, again, it's like, it's the accessories that make an outfit. That's where I will spend a little bit of extra money, as well as the really unique clothing pieces. It's the harnesses and the belts and the purses and the shoes, and the jewelry even, but the jewelry doesn't need to be high end. Let me tell you, most of my jewelry is from Joanne, RIP, and Hot Topic. And then a few places, other places like Lively Ghosts, really dig them. So there's that. Let's move on to my t-shirts. I love a graphic tee. You know, sometimes I feel like when you're exploring style, and a lot of things when you explore whatever it is you're creating, whether it's a vision of yourself, or you're, writing a story, or you're painting something, whatever form of artistic expression, it is human nature to look at what's out there and sometimes emulate that and try it. And I have seen it. I follow a number of people that wear more, I don't know if like corporate goth or kind of more upscale goth, but really don't dabble in graphic tees. And I thought, I think I remember having a thought of like, well, if I want to look like that, I need more like that. But I really like graphic tees. I really like graphic tees. It also it brings me back to that sort of alt fashion that used to be of my childhood, at least a portion of my childhood. I also wore color, okay. We didn't know who we were back then. Who does? So I do have a lot of graphic tees, but I think there are a few I'm probably going to let go of. So let's actually just take it all out. And then I'll probably be making a little bit of space. I can tell you what I'm keeping. Recently purchased this Coraline shirt from Hot Topic. It is a cropped tee. I've come to learn, if you are a bustier person, then having them too cropped, it doesn't accentuate in a way I really like. But, and I thought I'm never going to do crop tees. They're just not my thing. I have too much vulnerability going on. There's just insecurities all over the place. Maybe you can relate. Hopefully not to mine. Anyway. But I thought I'll never do crop tees. And then I took that tee and I put it over top a dress, and I felt good in it. Okay. So I'm not ruling out crop tees. I feel like I want to encourage, and we can explore this more, whether it's like in shorts or another video of like doing outfits, of when you see something, and this isn't just wardrobe, or clothing, it could be homeware. It could be so many things. And I feel like I've kind of shown that. It just, not look at it for what it's marketing itself as, but go like, what are there, like, or maybe you just really, really like it and you don't know how you'd use it, but you really like it. I will still buy it. And then I'll eventually go, oh yeah, that would be cool. And I get to experiment because I have it on hand. I think it's also fair to say, if you don't know what you're going to do with it, or you don't have a place to not buy it, that's up to you to decide. But I think just because a brand is marketing something to you a certain way, whatever it is, doesn't mean you have to use it that way. Like with makeup, I have come to learn that just because something is called an eyeshadow doesn't mean I only have to put it on my eyes. You can put a little bit of topper on your lip. Like that sort of thing is just going, hey, why don't I try that? And then I do, and then I love it. So I have a couple crop tees. I think I've shown this one. I've actually not worn it yet, but that is a glow-in-the-dark skeleton one. And then what I want to get more of are oversized tees. I am so comfy in an oversized tee. So I have this Pennywise one, FYI. Did not care for Welcome to Derry. Watched a couple episodes. I was done. It wasn't even like that it was weird because welcome to my channel. I embrace weird. I just didn't get into it. Okay, so then I have a lot of, there's gonna be things that I need to just like put in a storage unit because while I just embrace Halloween all year round, there's some things that are so outright Halloween, I like to save them. It feels a little more special and just wear them then or put them out then. So I might take ones like these. You might have noticed I've downsized a number of Harry Potter things, outright Harry Potter things. Like this one here is the Great Hall. I will probably be keeping that. And the other thing is some of these, I might just crop them myself. And I might enjoy the item more because I get to use it in a different way. These were from Aftercolor. If you're interested, we have a discount code. Love working with them. They actually have a couple of shirts up right now that I'm like, hey, Aftercolor, you want to send me those? That would be great. That are more of the dark arts, like Malfoy vibes. They're also like gray and black, so obviously my jam. I might be getting those. But yeah, these kinds of things, I think I would probably be more likely to like pull them out Halloween time, so I might not downsize them just yet. Got this Hermione tee. Oh, I love this one. So we have a lot of Aftercolor. There's that one. Love that one. Trying to see. I think I would probably keep all of these. Like they're all black. I have the two Wednesday shirts. Love those. Killstar is definitely my favorite brand of shirt. And then that's more Halloween-y, so I'm probably gonna take those out and maybe, yeah, most of these I'm just gonna put them in my storage unit. Beetlejuice, we have Hellfire. You can see what my tastes are. Maybe there's not a lot. There's Lady Gaga, 2 Lady Gagas. Yeah, maybe there's not a lot that I'm downsizing. I think the only one I'm considering is this one because she's not black or gray. And this was also from Aftercolor. It is a green one. It's possible my husband would wear it. He also dug it, so I might not get rid of it. And it's an example of I'm going to just set it aside. And if come Christmas, because this is a Christmas item, it calls to me, I don't think it will. And it's just because of the color. Then I won't have gotten rid of it. I could just let it sit there and marinate. You know what I mean? So maybe I don't have a lot of downsizing to do there. And then this one's really fun. I don't wear a lot of white, you might notice. I don't like what it does to my flush. I don't know. It just like, it brings off a light that just like hits me in a way I don't really dig. But I might experiment with like tie-dyeing things a little bit, or just layering other things underneath or on top that just add the black. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? This one, I would love to get more from this indie creator, is from a place called, I'm pretty sure they're called God's Teeth. I think they're called God's Teeth. I'll try and remember to link it down below, but they have so many that are so cool and mostly not white. So probably more I will end up getting. I don't know why I just folded it that way, but at least with the tees, and this is something that I feel like, I mean, maybe you all will be, sorry for the light behind me, interested in doing this because I do think it's going to be really helpful, and it might be something that I've just wasted my time. Only I will find out. But yeah, I'm going to take a photo of every single one of these items that I know. I mean, everything it needs a photo anyway. It's just the ones that don't have a link are going to take a touch more work. Not a lot. I'm hoping to find a really efficient way of doing it. And then I have like slippers. I'll just show you my slippers here. These are my slippers. So we got the cat ones that we just picked up from Vampire Freaks. And then pretty sure these were Killstar. This is another accentuation belty thing that fell. But let me give you some examples of things that are going to be a little more difficult. They're probably not going to have a link. And sometimes you can find links for things that aren't available anymore because, you know, somebody pinned it or something like that. Are a number of my items of clothing that, like I said, for these like basic pieces, I get them at the most affordable places. Can I tell you, one of my new favorite places to buy basic things at an affordable price is my local grocery store. I think I spent, I don't know, maybe Matt can say, but I was at Fred Meyer. It is a grocery store that has got like all the things. They have a toy section, they have clothing, they have homeware, they have bedding, and then they have groceries. I spent a good bit of time in the clothing and I was like, what? The what? We have like, you know what? Let me show you examples of items of clothing I got at my grocery store. This is one of them. So this is just a romper, just a spaghetti strap. Also, I thought I was not a spaghetti strap wearing person. And maybe if you think that too, because you have more going on here, why are we going to keep bringing this up? And spaghetti straps are just not for us type of people. They can be, because sorry to come at you. If you layer underneath, then you can still wear a very supportive situation and wear a spaghetti strap. So I use this a lot for that. It also has pockets, but it's just a full-on super comfy wide leg romper. I'll wear it with a crop tee over top. I'll wear it with a belt or a harness that brings it in a little bit more because it does balloon out a little bit because of the pockets. That's an example of my local grocery store. This one, pretty sure this one's from Target. I wear this one so much. This is the one that I will layer a crop tee over top. It's just a basic, plain, cotton with a little bit of stretch situation. There's that. Then we have my dresser. Socks and underwear. You don't need to see this. Okay. These are all of like my pajamas and leggings and shorts. And I think most of them I got at grocery stores, Target, and Hot Topic. I picked these up during spooky season, I think, at my local grocery store. I have that in a pair of shorts as well. It's the one way I will dabble with white. And then these, I want so many more leggings. I love a legging with an oversized tee. It's one of my favorite things. I think both of these spiderwebs. It's a little faded, but who cares? Okay. And then these are examples of ones that I need to bring to my storage unit. That one's a little bit more wintry. I mean, we are still in winter, although the world's not really completely noticing it. Well, some of you are getting proper winter. So that's going to go to the storage unit. This one I recently picked up. Loved it. So I don't have a lot of like shorts. And what I liked about these, obviously they're black. They do have pockets, but I like the little, I don't know if you want to say feminine touch, the kind of ripply business on the end. Very cute. So pick those up at Fred Meyer. And what else do we have? I think these are Target, right? Old Navy. Oh, Old Navy is another place. And I know Old Navy is more of a fast fashion place, but I think, and this is a whole other conversation, because one thing I have learned, because I was at a point in my life where, to be honest, when my husband was working for other people, his income is higher than mine, because he's a programmer. But there was a time in our lives where affording and being able to cut out fast fashion was doable for us. And I just want to say, because there are a lot of awful things going on in the world, and unfortunately we can't avoid all of them. And I think what I want to say is, and you should know this already, but it's a privilege. It is 100% a privilege to be able to say, I'm only buying from sustainable shops. But I also feel like, and I know it doesn't rule out all the negative things with these shops, what is with these little inserted rants, is there are ways that you can combat at least aspects of that, at least the, there's the aspect of the human, side of it. And then there's the aspect of a lot of it is considered fast fashion, partly because of how much rotates out, but because people just throw it away, that's not me. I will be wearing these until they don't wear anymore. And I feel like that's one way you can combat that. But just remember, when you see things in people's homes or whatever, or more, remember you were just as adequate. And there's a lot you can do with what you have, but it is a privilege. It is 100% a privilege. Okay, I just want to put that out there. Nobody come for me. You don't know what people are making. Okay. Anyway, there is That pair of shorts was from Hot Topic. And then I have a bunch of, like, this is an example. I think I got these at Express. I do not shop at Express anymore. Okay, she's not my vibe. I think there probably are some pieces that would be like classic pieces, but these are just plain black leggings, but they are a nice thick legging that I have had these for, it's probably been like 10 years. So I think point proven, right? On just keeping things around a bit longer. One more thing I wanted to show you, I think it's this one, is this brand. If you are also like me or my husband and you are on the spectrum or you are neurodivergent, sensory things are huge. Okay. As we noted when we went to Goodwill, it's all the things. It's the sound, it's lights, but it's also like the feel, the touch of cotton, the fabric of our lives. Actually, cotton is the fabric of my life. It can be kind of rough, so it depends. But, and it's different for everybody. I think we had a little conversation in a video about velvet. I love the velvets. Some of you do not. That is okay. Know what works for you and do that thing. You don't need to, just be you. But this brand, don't love brands when they label things on their stuff, but this is more of like a kind of undergarment. Booty. Sorry, I was going to make a pun. I love The Office a little too much, okay? And I'm feeling spicy. Do with that what you will. Their clothing is so soft and comfortable and breathable, but still like, I want more of it. I feel so comfy in it and there's not things just irritating me about it. So yeah, so there's that. Oh, this one. Okay, I'm just going to highlight things. These are my pajamas. I never showed you guys. I love feeling comfy, like I said, and not all pajamas are the same, but I was at Fred Meyer. If you want me to take you to my local Fred Meyer just to do some clothing shopping and I can show you, or just shopping at places like that that are more affordable. And I would love to do a thrift shop for you and with you. She's a challenge. We will maybe come back to it, but this one, so it's like, it's not velvet. It feels like velvet. Polyester and spandex. Like you can take polyester and spandex and it'd be really soft and also stiff. So just like cotton, it kind of varies. So when I find things that are really soft or brands that I really like their fabric, I mean, look, it has a luxurious look. So it's got some lines and they're just pajama pants and then a little like, button up top. I also like when you're wearing all black, we're going beyond what this is. This is mostly just about, I guess, style and ways of experimenting and expressing yourself because it's fucking exciting. It's really, really exciting. And I want to say the more you do that, and I'm seeing it in my husband as well, because he just doesn't really treat himself to a lot of things. So I've just told him to please buy those things because he also looks really good in it. I'm just saying, okay. You feel better, but it impacts everything else in your life. You know what I mean? When you feel more like yourself, and this could be a topic for so much unpacking, but I didn't even realize some of the ways that I wasn't 100% myself because I wasn't feeling 100% myself. So anyway, love this one. But what I was going to say is when you're wearing all black, having various textures and variations of that black, like how it has the little lines in there. I also like that the branding is actually really subtle. I wish there was none, but I know that's not a thing for a lot of brands. They're very committed to getting their name out there. But yeah, Fred Meyer, really, really was excited to find that. And the rest of my pajamas are not thrilled. Oh, this is Christmas. I don't think I showed you this. Maybe you saw me wear it, so I need to take these out because this is going to be Christmas. This was the one, and first because we got rid of a lot of pajamas, or I did, that were a little too cheery. You know what I mean? Gotta keep it dark. But this is one of my favorite Christmas movies. Elf, one of our favorite Christmas movies, but it's a black base, and we both got that one. So that's gonna go in the storage unit. I got this for Christmas, but they're just leggings. But I feel, why are my leggings separate? Oh my God. These also leggings. So we are realizing there's an organization going on here. That's gonna go with the rest of my leggings. I think I could wear this one. This color might fit into our theme this year. Okay, and then I clearly have not taken the tags off of this one. Amazon. I know, we love to hate her, or we just hate her because she's, sorry, should we go with he? I don't know. Squashing the indie business, you know what I mean? But it's also really tricky because not all of us can just afford more of the higher end things, but I have wanted to get into flannel. I haven't worn this. This is a flannel dress. If you want to link to something, it's quite a lot of work to link everything, so I won't be, but I could just send it to you in a comment. Just let me know. Has pockets. The reviews were good. I'm actually going to be exploring a little bit more clothing on Amazon, and I'm considering doing like a bit of a haul or like styling outfits or creating outfits from more affordable places, unfortunately, like Amazon or Shein or Target or whatever. So come at me. I'm still going to do it. Okay. Okay. And then here's the pajamas. So I need to reorder these, and we have a bunch of Christmas. Okay. We're freeing up a drawer. I think this has been a lot. I think the last thing I want to end on, is there anything else? We have a lot of skirts too. Oh, here's another, okay, tangenting. I have a lot of skirts that are the same. I think this one's from Shein. This one, I get so many compliments on. Are we getting? It's very Wednesday-esque. Very long. I have to wear like tall boots with these. This was from, I think, Ross. I don't shop at Ross much. She's a lot. That's the other thing with thrift stores, is they're similar to places like, and also the prices are pretty similar to what they were on the rack, which is like, what are you doing? But they're similar to places like Nordstrom Rack, I would say more Marshalls and Ross, where it feels like complete chaos to me. Like at least they color coded them per se, but it's so much, it's everything everywhere all at once. And I can't, like, we only have so much time in the world. I'm not going to be spending it. I told Matt, I'm like, I rather, maybe it's not the time thing, but just being around people. I rather not spend the time going through every aisle of everything. It is one of the perks of really only wearing black. I just go to that section and I'm outie. You know what I mean? But I also rather, as much as I would like to try things on and I hate the return process, I rather just sit in my comfy house and just surf the internet and find things that way. So anyway, but I did want to show you that there are places like that that have things that can be cool and unique. And I'm pretty sure, because it was Ross, they were hella cheap. Heck, some things at Ross were cheaper than Goodwill was. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so there are a number of reasons. I need to pull this one out. I have a lot of cardigans. Here's one. Oh my God, I love it. Okay, then I'll be done. I swear. Well, actually, we're gonna do shoes and then we will wrap, but I picked this one up. Actually, one moment. It came with this one. So this was at Fred Meyer, and this one, she's so soft. She sealed the deal because she is so soft, and we can't even capture the fabric. I wish you could get the feels. It is so, so soft. Anyway, it came with this top, and I looked at it and I was like, I don't know what I could do with it. And I was looking at it in my closet before I started recording. I was about to let it go. Because one downside of this top, obviously, I don't generally wear spaghetti straps, but as we've talked about, we can do things with this. However, this one does not come with any kind of strappy business. So like, a little buckly can like cinch it up. So it's not, it's a little saggy. It's not going to fit everybody in the same way. So I'm like, I was going to toss it. I was like, I wonder, let's just try like taking this out and then bringing it down and just hand stitching it and see if I can do something with it. And if I can't, then I will let it go. But I want to go, when you're going through your stuff, and if it's obvious things, like for me, anything with color, she's going. That's a no-brainer. But when it's something that's like, I just don't know how I'd wear it, but I like it and I like the fabric and the feel of it and I like the color, maybe just like hold and see, is there something I can do with it? Could I cut it and make it a crop top? Could I get the hanger out of my top? Could I don't know, add some distressed situations? And I want to do a little bit of that on the channel. I also want to do some DIYs with clothing and accessories and stuff like that, just to show like there's a lot that you can just, do on your own. Anyway, I think the last thing I'm going to show you, because I'm going to have to go through, let me just give you one last glancy poo. These are mostly going to be just plain tops, like stripy businesses. This one always reads like awful on camera, and I always have somebody commenting like, please don't wear that shirt. And I'm like, Sorry. We're wearing it. But just some plain, these are mostly from Old Navy. And then I have tops like these. So I'm going to have to take photos. I have to decide if I want to keep gray. I'm going to have to take photos of these sorts of things. Yeah, these are my basic tees. And then basic tops. But if it is something I haven't removed the tag, like this one here that I think was from Nordstrom Rack, I might be able to find it somewhere and get the link. So I'm gonna do that. But let me, last bit, I'm not gonna get into like purses or jewelry or anything like that. Let me show you my shoes because that is a big part of the wardrobe. For shoes, I have more shoes than these. I don't really have a lot of shoes. I might become a shoe person. I feel like, just like with also hats, I'm not going to show those, but I'll probably have to Pinterest those as well. Accessories, like I said, can really make an outfit. And shoes, you could take a basic level B from Fred Meyer or Target or, you know, Kohl's. I have some things from Kohl's, not a lot, okay. And take it to another level, and the shoe can really do a number, I feel like. So I don't have a lot. I have more of like sandals and stuff. I would like to replace those. That was the old Aubrey who didn't know who she was. I mean, we all know who we are in a way, but how we feel good, if that makes sense. So right now she's a small collection, and what I have, but I tend to go for like all the same things, is a classic pair of Converse. These ones, I actually picked the design and everything. I would like an all black version. I did see ones like these on Amazon that are not Converse. Then I'm like, you know what, let me just try it out and see like how different are they. So there are those. And then I have more slippers. We also have these. These were from, I think, Shein. We covered those in a video. Okay, and then regular, I haven't actually worn these yet, but I would like to. These, oh shoot, I forgot where they were from. They're in a video. They're in a video somewhere. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Never thought I would wear kind of like, I guess like a clog loafer is what this would be. This is more of a flat everyday situation. I need to get to wearing those. The ones I wear the most are going to be my vegan Doc Martens, which unfortunately are no longer available. Not last I saw on the website, but there are a lot of places to get essentially a Chelsea boot in black. So when these can no longer be worn and they have a lot of life left in them, I'll look at other places. But, oh wait, there's one more. The fanciest shoe I have and the most witchy would be these right here. These little pointy-toed business. Again, these are going to be all vegan faux leather. And I think this one was Killstar, and I'm pretty sure they're still available. So like I said, if you want a link, let me know. But I wore these the other day. I wore these to the concert as well, and they might be my favorite pair of boots ever. I think these are called like the Nightmare boot maybe, and I don't know if they're available anymore. They were on Killstar. Oh my god, I love them so much. They have like the spider was on the top. But what I like about them, a couple things about me and shoes. I'm not really a heels person. I probably will explore a little bit. Like I have those witchy boots. That's for more of a fancy situation. If you're going to see me in a heel, it's probably going to be like a boot. It's not going to be a little strappy business. We're not delicate little flowers. You know what I mean? Emotionally, I am. But the other thing is like, I like things that are easy, that don't take a lot of effort because I get easily frustrated. And what I like about boots like these, and the same thing for the Doc Martens, is I could just slide them on. That's true of these too. So they have the cool like metally business. Obviously you have the rivets here, but then they have this here. But this doesn't, this is decorative. This does not unzip. This side does. I just unzip them things. I put them on. Love the little zipper on the front too. And I'm a done deal. So that is a tour of my boots. There is so much more on my list to get, like a good pair of knee-high boots would be really cool. And that's as far as I'm going to we've been at this for a hot minute, and I need to go now. Let me know what you think, if this is something that would like benefit you, but I like to find ways that are more helpful in using the items that I have and getting more creative, as well as just like pulling stuff out, because that's what I was already doing. But yeah, that's a wrap. That's my thoughts on fashion, more style, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.